Well, while we're all waiting for another update from Greg Weisman on Young Justice Season 4, I thought it could be a good time to step back and talk a little more about another Young Justice project, Legacy. There has been a ton of rumors and speculation from fans about the Young Justice Legacy project, and recently, Young Justice showrunner Greg Weisman took to his Ask Greg forum and answered some pretty interesting questions about the video game. So I thought we could take a couple minutes to break it down. Now, before we dive in though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. Also, don't forget about the big giveaway. We got this PlayStation 5 to give away at 25,000 subscribers. All you have to do to get in on the giveaway is be a subscriber and leave a comment. Also, check out that Buy Me a Coffee link down below. It's a great way to support this channel with just a tiny bit of pocket change, all while not creating any reoccurring obligation to yourself. We really appreciate it. Well, like we've covered on this channel, Young Justice Legacy is one of the most interesting chapters in the history of Young Justice. If you remember correctly, it was a video game that was released that seemed to fill in some of the time between Season 1 and Season 2. Now, this happened quite a bit of time ago, and there's always lots of questions from fans. And one of those questions showed up over on the Ask Greg forum, and Weisman answered. Now, the question is, in regards to Young Justice Legacy, was it decided it would be a video game as opposed to an animated film? Greg's response was a bit interesting. He said, "Where did the notion of it being an animated film come from? WB was approached by Little Orbit, who wanted to make a YJ game. So Brandon and I worked with Little Orbit to make the game as significant and substantial as true to the series as possible. No one ever approached us and said, make a YJ movie, let alone approach us and said, would you rather make a movie or a video game?" But this is where the answer gets a little interesting and may give some insight for fans into the game and its timing. He said, "And while I'm at it, let me dispel another myth about the game. Folks, including folks I respect, have speculated that the delays in the game caused it to come out after Season 2, when they thought it was clearly designed to come out between the first two seasons. Simply because it was set between the first two seasons. This is flat out not true. It was designed to fill in blanks, but we never would have approved the story in Legacy if we thought for a moment it would come out before all of Season 2 had aired. It would have messed up all of our mysteries and reveals. The game was delayed, coming out later after Season 2 than we would have hoped, but it was never supposed to come out before Season 2. Never. Now, we've actually suggested here for a long time when talking about spin-off series that we thought this game would make an excellent animated film now. But clearly it was never intended to be an animated film out of the gate. I do find Weisman's response interesting though, because as many of you know, the first half of Season 2 had many fans believing that Aqualad was actually the villain of the series. And all the things that happened between Season 1 and Season 2 were a mystery. Many of these questions were answered throughout Season 2. So I totally get where Weisman did not want that game coming out before Season 2 aired. It would have spoiled a lot of elements. Now, as you know, I'm a pretty big fan of the game. It's not the greatest gameplay in the world, but wow, does the story really work. We actually did a full video explaining the breakdown of the story, and I've linked it down below. You probably should check it out if you haven't seen it. So, what do you guys think? How do you feel about Greg Weisman's explanation for the release of Young Justice Legacy? And does it make a lot of sense to you not to release the game till after the season aired? I have to say, to keep spoilers and mystery contained, I totally agree. Sound off in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you press like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you're not getting any updates. Peace.